Imagine discovering that a story you grew up hearing, a wild tale of gods, heroes, and an impossible wooden horse, was actually rooted in reality. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, buckle up, because today we're plunging into a place once thought to be pure myth, the lost city of Troy. But how did a 3,000-year-old legend leap from the pages of Homer's Iliad into the dusty trenches of an amateur archaeologist's dig site? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be questioning every mythical tale you've ever heard. Long before Hollywood's big-budget epics and school textbooks popularized the Trojan War, the tale of Troy was carried down through poems and songs, most famously by Homer in the Iliad. This ancient Greek epic describes a monumental clash between the Greeks and the Trojans, sparked by the abduction of the legendary beauty, Helen. Or was it an elopement? Historians and mythologists have argued about that detail for centuries. So how did the poetry of Homer transform into legitimate archaeological inquiry? That's where a driven German businessman, Heinrich Schliemann, enters the stage, and his story is about to prove that sometimes chasing your favorite myth can lead to groundbreaking discoveries. By the way, if you're already feeling intrigued, consider giving this video a thumbs up to let others know there's real value here. Now, on to the business of unearthing legendary cities. For centuries, scholars believed Troy was a figment of Greek imagination, a teaching tool or moral fable. But Heinrich Schliemann, a man with more passion than formal archaeological training, begged to differ. He pored over translations of Homer's Iliad like a detective scouring for clues. Where did the ancient poet mention rivers? Where did he describe the coastline? Piece by piece, Schliemann zeroed in on a mysterious hill in what is now Turkey, known locally as Hisarlik. But could his efforts pay off, or would he end up the laughingstock of the academic world? After all, who follows a 3,000-year-old poem to find buried treasure? Besides Indiana Jones, that is. Schliemann wasn't alone. Enter Frank Calvert, a British expatriate who first suspected that Hisarlik might be Troy. But funding is everything, and Calvert didn't have enough to mount a major dig. When Schliemann arrived, wallet in hand, eyes ablaze with the dream of proving Homer right, the two formed a tenuous partnership. For Schliemann, this was more than a hunt for gold. It was a quest to rewrite history. He was convinced that Troy wasn't just a tall tale, and after negotiating access and rights, he set up camp at Hisarlik to dig for answers. Armed with little more than picks, shovels, and an unshakable belief, Schliemann went to work. What he found was more astonishing than anyone could have imagined, but he also ended up destroying vital evidence in the process. So was he a hero or a villain in the story of archaeology? We'll find out. Troy isn't just one city, it's 9. Or, to be precise, multiple layers of settlements built atop one another over centuries. Schliemann dug furiously, occasionally blowing past upper layers to reach what he believed was Homeric Troy. In the process, he destroyed critical archaeological data. Modern experts cringe at the thought. Imagine finding an ancient library but skipping half the books just to get to the good part. But even if Schliemann's methods were rough by today's standards, his discoveries were undeniably game-changing. Massive walls, gates, and fortifications emerged from the rubble. Suddenly, Homer's grand city didn't look so fictional. Evidence showed multiple destruction layers, with Troy VI and Troy VII possibly matching the approximate timeline of the Trojan War, around 1200 BCE. So what do you think? Coincidence or proof that the Trojan War might have real historical roots? Let us know in the comments. Now let's talk treasure, because what's an ancient city without a little hidden loot, right? In 1873, Schliemann announced he had uncovered a stash of golden artifacts he called Priam's treasure, naming it after the Trojan king in Homer's epic. He famously whisked these artifacts out of Turkey, sneaking them to Greece with the help of his wife, like a real-life subplot in an adventure novel. But was this really Priam's fortune, or did Schliemann just attach a heroic label to increase the hype? Modern tests suggest these items are from an earlier period, meaning they might predate the era of the Trojan War. Either way, Schliemann's find proved that a wealthy and influential city once stood here, myth or no myth. We've got the walls, evidence of destruction, and signs of contact with Mycenaean Greeks. Was the Trojan horse real too? Historically, we have no direct evidence for a giant wooden horse used as a battle ploy, though it's a brilliant piece of storytelling. Perhaps it's a metaphor for siege tactics or even trickery from within. The Trojan horse may remain in the realm of myth, but hey, when we already found a city once considered mythical, maybe anything's possible. If this dive into ancient mysteries has you on the edge of your seat, consider subscribing. That way you won't miss our next expedition into the unknown. So, how do scholars interpret the Trojan War story today? Let's explore a few theories. First, the historical kernel theory. Many believe there's a historical kernel, a real conflict or series of conflicts between Mycenaean Greeks and a city in Anatolia that was significant enough to leave an impression on collective memory. Second theory is geopolitical competition. Others argue Troy's position near the Dardanelles Strait made it a wealthy trade hub. Rival powers may have sought to control these lucrative routes, leading to ongoing tensions, thus inspiring Homer's epic. Third theory is myth blending. Some experts note how myths often blend historical events with tall tales, add gods, dramatic heroes, and a spectacular wooden horse for that epic flair. But at its heart, something real must have happened to spawn such enduring legends. So could more legendary cities be waiting to be unearthed? Is Atlantis real? Could El Dorado exist? History has proven myth and reality can overlap in surprising ways. If Troy was real, maybe other legends are too. Troy's discovery shattered the notion that mythic tales were purely fantasy. It gave us a glimpse into how stories passed down through generations can hold kernels of truth. It also reminds us how the past can reach out to us in the present, whispering, dig deeper, look closer. From Schliemann's passionate, if reckless, pursuit to modern-day archaeological advances, Troy's story continues to evolve. Each new excavation layer we uncover is like peeling back another page of an ancient manuscript, and it keeps us wondering, what other stories might be hidden beneath the surface? If you're enjoying this journey through ancient lore and modern discovery, share this video with a fellow history buff. Let's spread the wonder. Troy's discovery shattered the notion that mythic tales were purely fantasy. It gave us a glimpse into how stories passed down through generations can hold kernels of truth. It also reminds us how the past can reach out to us in the present, whispering, dig deeper, look closer. Before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the ages of the different Troys uncovered at Hisarlik. Troy I, the earliest settlement, dates back to around 3000 BCE. As we move through time, Troy II emerged around 2600 BCE, followed by Troy III around 2300 BCE. The famous Troy VI, with its fortified walls, is dated to roughly 1700 BCE and is considered one of the most likely candidates for Homer's Troy. And finally, we have Troy VIIa, destroyed around 1200 BCE, which aligns with the Trojan War's supposed time frame. If you're wondering, there's also a Troy VIIb, but Troy VIIa is the layer many experts associate with Homer's epic. These layers of history build on each other, like the pages of a forgotten epic, waiting to be read and understood. So here's the question. If Troy was real, what else might we have missed? Could uncharted legends point us toward yet another breathtaking discovery? Let us know your thoughts. If you're captivated by the idea that ancient legends might be more than just stories, I've got another adventure for you. Head over to my deep dive on Shambhala, where I explore how this mystical kingdom could connect to other hidden or underground realms across different cultures. Could there be a vast network of legendary cities waiting to be uncovered? Let's find out together in my Shambhala video. Just click and follow me down the rabbit hole.